Hello friends, today we will discuss a famous or a well-known writer. So before going for the writer, I should start from his well-known statement. He is always considered as a New Hampshire poet and his poetry is famous, and his first statement is that his poetry begins in delight and ends in wisdom. His poetry begins in delight and ends in wisdom. Means his poetry is very interesting, it gives pleasure to read, but at the end it gives a moral lesson to the society, to the people, to the humans. So today we are going to talk about the writer who is none other than Robert Frost Lee. As you know, Robert Frost Lee is an American poet whose time span is 1874 to 1963. In 1874, he was born in San Francisco in California in USA, United States of America. He was an American poet. Even he wrote in his poem about New England. He spent most of time in New England and a place that is known as New Hampshire. His poem always depicts the place that is a New Hampshire. Even he has written a poem on that place, New Hampshire, and it won the Pulitzer Award, that is the highest American award. So we should start from his basic. Actually, Robert Frost is a national poet of England. He even was a poet laureate after John Dryden. John Dryden was the first poet laureate of England. After that, Robert Frost Lee became the poet laureate of the England. He was also a regional poet like Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy, as I told you in our earlier video, that Thomas Hardy is a regional poet who always write about Wessex, and he is a Victorian poet. Like R.K. Narayan. If we talk about a regional poet, R.K. Narayan is also a regional poet who always write a fictional town, Malgudi. Malgudi is the place which he depict in his all works. So it's a fictional town. He is also a regional poet like Thomas Hardy, Charles Dickens, and R.K. Narayan. Robert Frost Lee is also a regional poet who always depicts in his poems New Hampshire. So this is about a regional poet. Even once their question is raised in the net that who is New England poet? Who is New England poet? What is actually New England poet is a Robert Frost Lee. Actually, Robert Frost Lee lived in the New England. So he is called a New England poet. If we talk about his awards, he is a Pulitzer awardee. He won 4 times Pulitzer Award of America, which is given for the poetry or to the author for his poetry work. In the same way, R.K. Narayan, if we talk about Indian award which is given to the in the field of poetry, that is a Sahitya Akademi Award. R.K. Narayana was the first person who won Sahitya Akademi Award in 1960 for the work The Guide, which was published in 1958. Actually guys, I am comparing these writers, so you must have good understanding with this Indian or American or a British writers. So it is necessary to make comparison between these writers. So today we will discuss his most important work. If we talk about his most important poem that was written for the America, The Gift of Outright. The Gift of Outright is a famous poem which deals about the Americans, their democracy, their autocracy, their struggles, and in this poem is written on the inauguration of President of America, that was John F. Kennedy's. It was written on the inauguration of John F. Kennedy's, who was taking an oath for president. So this is the famous poem. Let's talk about his poems which are a shortest poem, like he wrote North of Boston. His first poem is North of Boston, like New Hampshire. I always told that he won the Pulitzer Award 4 times, and he won in the field of poetry. So he won the Pulitzer Award for New Hampshire. That was the poems of Robert Frost Lee. First poem is A Boy's Will. A Boy's Will is a poem of Robert Frost Lee, and New Hampshire, and as I told you, these are the important poem of Robert Frost Lee. Now talk about his most important work, which are always asked in the NET examination, HPSC, STET, even in every exam. This is the favorite. These are the favorite poems of Robert Frost Lee. Starting from the first, The Mending Walls. As we know, it deals with the neighborly relation. What is there in this poem? Actually, there are two characters. Means two characters. They have a field in the New England, and their field is separated by a wall. So in spring season they came there to mend that walls. Actually what happens, there is a speaker, a young boy and a old man, and young boy, he doesn't like these walls. He even told the old man that nature doesn't like the walls, so that it cracked on every year. So in every year they came there to repair or mend that walls. So he was teaching to the old man that even nature doesn't like the wall. So we should not make a boundary in our country, in our neighbors. So we should not mend that walls. Even nature have made the gap between the walls, and we have to mend walls every years. So he was suggesting something. And old man, what the old man said about that, that is most important. That is, good fences make good neighbor. I will repeat this 2 times because it is important. It was raised in the STAT exam or NET exam. Good fences make good neighbor. This is the meant by old man. He said that if we have limits, we have boundaries, it makes a good relationship. So mending wall is all about the two peoples who have a gardens, like young boy have apple orchard, apples garden, and other has a pine fruits. Means the young boy has a apple garden and old man has a pine garden, and there is a wall which separate their fields. Every year they come together to mend that walls, and they discuss that wall in their according to their mental attitude, or according to them. According to the young boy, it is the nature who doesn't like the wall. Even we should not create a wall among the human beings. Old man said that wall is necessary for the country to the limits. For the limits, everybody has a limit, every country has a limit, so we should make a boundaries. So this type of discussion is there in the mending the walls. So let's talk about his another poems which is very famous or wonderful poem, that is Stopping by the Woods at a Snowy Evening. As name suggests, stopping by woods at the snowy evening. It poems deal with the allurement or a temptation which makes a man to stop there, to do something. So what is the plot of this poem? Actually a horse rider was going through the wood, and he said, these are the famous line of this poem: woods are lovely and dark, woods are lovely and dark, and I have to promise to go, and miles to go before I sleep. So these are the famous lines. Woods are lovely and dark, and I have miles to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. This is the famous poem line. These are the famous lines of these poems, which are even asked in every exam, whether it's a NET, RIT, TET, in every exam. These are the favorite lines by which we notice we observe that which poem is going on. Though, so this is the Robert Frost poem, Stopping by the Woods by the Snowy Evening. In this, a horse rider is going through the wood and he finds the beauty of the woods, that snow is falling on the wood or on the trees. He was become surprised, he become allurement, he become flabbergasted. So he wanted to stay there for a long time. He became tempted by this lovely wood and dark. He wanted to spend his time. But when the horse observed that his owner has stopped there, but he has to move a long distance, so he shakes his bell. After shaking the bells, the horse rider came into the sense and he started his journey, and he said that I have to keep promise. I have to keep promise and I have 2 miles to go before I sleeps. Means he has to leave this beautiful place, this beautiful spot, this beautiful wood. Even he liked to stay there, even he wanted to stay there, but he has to leave that place and he has to cover a long distance. So this is the poem, famous poem by Robert Frost, Stopping at the Woods at a Snowy Evening. Next poem we are going to talk about The Road Not Taken. It is an important poem, and most important line of these poems are: 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. 2 roads diverged in a yellow woods, and both I couldn't traveled. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. Sorry, I couldn't travel both. In this poem deals with the decision making of a person. Every person has to make many decisions in his life, and once he has taken decision, he can't change that decision, he can't retreat that decision. Means every person has to take every man has to take decision in every situation. So it is based on the human psychology that we should think a lot. We think we should meditate a lot to do something or to think something. So before going to do something, we must give a idea to the thought. We must think before doing something. So it's about a meditation, about a thinkings. What happened actually in this poem? A poet was going to a place and he was going through the wood, and on the way he finds 2 roads which are diverged, and one road is less traveled and one road is more traveled. But writer choose the less traveled. Means people, the hard things, hard work people doesn't like. Even what happened actually in this story, writer tells his own experience that in childhood he wanted to do farming. Farming is a easy work, but he chose the poet writing. He chose the profession of writing and he became a poet. That was a less traveled way, which is not chosen by a ordinary man. So it is a comparison between the Robert Frost life and the person of a ordinary person. 2 roads are diverged in a yellow wood. Means 2 roads, we have to choose a one road, and writer chose the road which was less traveled. Means ordinary people doesn't go on that way. Like to becoming poet is not a everybody cup of tea. To becoming a poet is not a easy task. So this poems it talk about such things. And next poem we are going to talk about two muds in a traps. 2 mud in a traps. In this story, poet is chopping the woods for his house, and he doesn't allow anybody to chop the wood. But what happened after chopping wood for a long time, there came 2 strangers. They want wages, they were in a want of money, so they wanted writer to chop wood for him, but he did not allow them to do the work. So this poem deals that we should do our duty. We should not allow others to do our works. And next poem we are going to talk about Fire and Ice. It is a famous poem, the foremost poems, and it deals with the fire and ice. Fire is stand for desire, means in this poem fire is compared with the desire. Human desires are unfulfilled. Human desires are the root cause of troubles. What causes troubles to human? His desires. More we desire, more we get into troubles. In this way, trouble is compared with the desire. And ice is compared with the hatred, means jealousy. Ice is compared with the jealousy or hatred. People jealous with each other, they always become very jealous of others, like becoming famous, like doing something. We always feel jealous from others. So in these poems, Frost Lee tells that we should not feel jealousy, we should not feel hatred, we should not keep, or we should not have much desires or longings for the things. So in this, the words will end one day. In this poem he tells that the word will end one day in the fire and ice. Means if we keep longing for the desires, if we keep desires for such things which we can't get, so we become disappointed, we become suppressed, we become actually sad. Or in this way the world will end one day by the hatred or by the desires. So this is the poem of Fire and Ice. Now let's talk about the last poem, Breeches. Actually, what is a breeches? Breeches is a tree which is very flexible, which is bent, and it take a form of even a swing. And in this poem he talks about the temporary escape from our boredoms, our life. Sometime we become happy, sometime we become sad. So in this he talks about a boy in his childhood. He lived in New Hampshire. There are the tree of birches which are very flexible. On that tree he had a swing. He made a swing on that tree, and when he goes up to the swing, he forgets his old sorrows, his disappointment, his griefs. So going up is a escape from our life, and while he comes down he faces the reality of a life. He know that going up in the swing is a temporary situation, and coming to the earth is the real situation. And in his last statement he said that earth is the right place to live. He said that earth is the right place to live. He means we must accept our reality. So these are the four famous poem by the Robert Frost Lee, and we have talked a lot and more about Robert Frost Lee. I think after reading such a content you would not face any kind of problem in your exam, whether it's a NET, TET or any HPSC or your TGT exams. Till then, take care.